Hey guys, Marsegan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are continuing on with the stages of the 8th anniversary battle event that came out today. We are taking on stage 5, the 5th anniversary, so obviously this is going to be the blue fusions that just got their Easy A as part of the anniversary. And the missions for this one are the same as the first 3 stages. So we need to do no support items, obviously beat the stage, and then use 1 character of each typing. So the team that I'm going to use for this one, we've been using a bit of a mix of teams as we go through these. So I've deliberately built a team here with the GT LR's lead, the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku, that all of the units on the team, not only are we using a unit of each typing, but every single one of these units also falls under the leader skill of the LR Vegeta and Trunks, who I don't have on this account, but we will be bringing as a friend. So let's go ahead and jump straight in. Just like all the other stages, I'm going into this completely blind. So this one is 2 different fights again. Okay, so Vegito and then Gogeta. So I don't think this should be much of a problem, unlike the previous one. The only one that's caused me any real issue so far has been the 4th stage against the LR Super Saiyan 4s. And by issues, I just mean in being able to do the mission, which was to beat it in 4 turns. In terms of the actual difficulty of the event, it wasn't really much of a problem. And so now that we're going back to just the mission of doing it with a unit of each typing, that means we don't actually have any restriction in the number of turns. So if it takes 10 turns to beat, well, it's 2 separate fights, but if it took like 10 turns in total, that doesn't really matter, right? We just have to actually win. So alright, so let's see. Obviously it makes sense to just put you in the first slot here. I brought the Resurrection of F Blues simply because they are pretty much the only unit that fits in on this team that I actually have on this JP account. They're obviously not the best unit that you could possibly bring, so we're just going to get them floated off here. Unfortunately couldn't get the 18 key super for Vegeta and Trunks, but that's fine. They hopefully get some additionals off here. We did bring a rainbow friend. No additional supers though, okay. We got the full 24 key for these guys right here. Both my anniversary, well, all 4 of my anniversary LRs, because I got the part 2 ones as well. They're all 55%, so these guys, unless they get crits, they're not going to do big damage here against the Vegeta. But we got the Vegito, but we got the full 24 key, so we should be getting the triple super. We got the secondary one that could be just a normal attack. Did convert into a super, so getting the triple super here. That means they've got 30% damage reduction built up already, which is good. And then the Goku in the last slot here. Obviously the weakest, like I say, unit on the team and on the rotation. Can we get the additional super at least? No, we get an additional normal attack. Wonderful. Only 55% on this account, so good thing he didn't eat a super. Now we go into the next turn. I like having the intro animations on for this event in particular, just because it is the big... This feels like the big finale of the anniversary event, and since we're going up against all the anniversary headliners, I like being able to see all of these intro animations. I haven't turned the volume up so that, you know, to highlight them or anything. It's just kind of cool to see them play out. So, oh, we got a good rotation here. Okay, okay. Not the best key, although I suppose we could do... Alright, well, let's just do this then. Let's make sure you get a super off in slot 1. And then... Yikes. Alright, well, I guess we'll just do this. And then... this. Not the best in terms of the key layout. I mean, it's not exactly the most cohesive team either. Obviously, if you have a better box, you're going to be able to build a better team than this. I'm actually, to be honest, I'm having a lot of fun doing this event on JP, because my JP account is obviously nowhere near as good as my global account. So in July, when this event comes out on global, obviously my account is going to be able to just steamroll through these stages. So to be perfectly honest, waking up today to this event having come out and been sat going through doing these missions and everything, it's been quite a lot of fun. Like the first few were very, very easy, but actually having to change teams and try out different strategies and stuff to be able to beat that 4th stage in 4 turns was actually quite fun. Whereas obviously if, like I say, when it comes to doing it with my global account in July, then I am absolutely just going to steamroll through everything, right? So it's going to be a lot easier. So this has been a lot of fun doing the event this way. So I'm guessing these fights are going to be 3 phases then, because the one thing I've noticed is that the final fight is always against the correct typing that the unit is in the game. And obviously Vegito will eventually transform into Vegito Blue, so being that he's physical base Vegito here, that means that there is absolutely going to be a 3rd phase where he is the tech Vegito Blue. So pretty decent, hasn't been particularly tough so far. I mean, the only super attack that's come our way so far was dodged by tech Gohan, so I guess we are chugging along quite nicely here, not really taking any damage or anything. So, alright, now Gohan's going to eat a super. We've got a couple of supers off with him. He has guard because of the HP restriction, so shouldn't really take much damage. Still 100k though. And then the GT boys, 8 million attack stat for them here. Looking pretty good. They should be able to get their last couple of attacks off here now to get the full damage reduction. So they have their 50% damage reduction fully built up. And we should do some nice damage here as well. So, do we finish him off? No, we don't finish him off this turn, sadly. If that secondary attack had actually been a super and not just the normal from their passive, then we would have been in a much better position, but it's all good. We can get a lot of key for Gohan here, make sure we get his extra attacks off. Both the Gohans do want to be stacking, but I think it makes sense to get Ultimate Gohan, the LR's passive, built up here by getting super attacks off with him. Because then, of course, that makes his active skill more powerful if we decide to use it towards the end. Oh, look at that. Him not killing him with that first super is actually perfect. Because then it allowed us to get the second super as well. Get another build up from his passive. Oh, and you can stun this Vegito, apparently. That's interesting. So, that's good to know for the future, for team building. If you guys are watching this before you've done your attempt, that's something that could be very useful to know. Key on this turn's not great. Let's go ahead and fuse into Gogeta. How do I get the most key? If I just do this and don't worry about getting the 18 key for Gogeta, sorry, Goku, Vegeta and Trunks, there we go. Then we can do this and do this. Only getting the 18 key with Gogeta is not the best, but it does mean we do still get the action break ability at least, so cancels out one of the attacks that comes his way. Didn't get enough key to potentially get the additional, although we could always get the hidden potential one. Like I say at the beginning though, because the mission for this stage is just to use a team with a unit of each typing, we're not really that concerned about having to do it within a certain number of turns. So I think this is going to be pretty straightforward here. So Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, getting the 18 key super, cancel the action, first action after this, decent crit, and then there's the additional as well. So Gogeta doing pretty nicely here. Now unfortunately Gohan in slot 3 being AGL means that unless he gets a bunch of crits, we don't really stand much chance of finishing off Vegito here. Would have been good to get the super counter. Now he's building up to what I'm assuming is going to be his active skill after the countdown. So that could be kind of scary. I'm assuming, is it going to be like one-shot levels of damage? Probably, right? So, oh, and he can dodge as well. Okay, interesting. So he still has one more countdown to go, so we shouldn't have to worry about getting killed here immediately. Ooh, this is, ooh, okay. Alright, so Gohan hasn't exactly had the most build-up, but if we do the exchange here, this Vegeta provides 80% attack support. So I wonder how hard the special beam cannon will actually hit on this turn, right? Because having that extra attack support, and if we transform the tech Gohan as well, then he shares more links with this physical Gohan. So this could actually be a pretty good turn here for the special beam cannon. So let's put you in slot 1, and then let's take the skip off so we can actually see the active skill. And then let's see how much damage this actually does. Now, he's not like super fully built up or anything, so I'm not expecting this to do insane damage, although the 80% attack support could certainly go a long way. Let's see. I'm intrigued to see how much this is going to do, because it's effective against all types as well. So yeah, give it to me. My Gohan doesn't have a lot of dupes either, so I'm not expecting anything too insane. 6 million, I'll take it for free at the start of the turn. Why not? So we'll do this, and then we don't even need to worry about getting all the ki for Gohan, because when you use his active skill, he gets those effects for the rest of the turn already anyway. And then Tech Ultimate Gohan gets hit first, gets his attack buff, and then yeah, with the extra support from Vegeta. It's kind of funny to see his attack stats still be so low under these circumstances, but it's not like he got a huge amount of stacks off before this phase, so he should be fine. And of course, we can't die, so even if Vegito had finished his countdown and blasted Gohan there, we would have got the revival and then the GT Spirit Bomb off as well. So Gohan comes in to finish off Vegito, and now we can move on to Gogeta. So finishing off the event basically on full HP. The Dokkan gauge is getting very close to being built up as well. So if we can go ahead and just beat Gogeta here in the first phase without actually using the Dokkan attack, we could probably one-shot the second phase using the Dokkan attack. Obviously, if I can save it for the very end, that would be good, but I guess we'll see. I should really have turned the intro skip off after the first fight, because then we have to go through and watch them all again. So once we finish these, I'll turn it off, because we don't need to see the next ones on the next turn again. Who's in slot 3? It's not Goku. Oh no, we had Goku on this turn already. The Resurrection of F Goku. Oh, we had the Super Saiyan 4s. Okay. Oh, I really should have turned the skip on after the last fight, shouldn't I? Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. I mean, these animations are cool. I never get sick of watching them, but obviously we've already got them in the video, and it just makes the video drag on. But that's fine. Alright, so let's do this, because you guys do share some good links. You guys not so much, but then you don't really pick up anything extra from these guys anyway, so go ahead and do this. Let's turn the intro animation off, ready for the next turn, and then grab these for you and these for you. So yeah, I want to deliberately try and not get the not get the Dokkan attack in this first phase if possible, and then if I can hold it off and not get it in the second phase, that would obviously be good as well. But I guess it just kind of depends how many. We're not going to do a huge amount of damage, I think, this turn, because we've got double int units, and my Resurrection of F Blues are only 55%. So, and yeah, the Vegeta and Trunks friend not coming through with the additionals or the crits. So, a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's see how Goku not getting the additional super as well. Unfortunate. 19k. Okay. This is a much better turn though. So that's a fairly decent amount of ki. It's only 5. Man, Gohan's ki issues. Goddamn. 5 orbs and he can only get 16 ki. That's actually crazy. Alright, well, I guess we will do this. Well, it actually stops you from Superman. Gohan's ki. Such a pain. So we'll do this. I don't really want to float off the Tech Gohan, but I do want to get super attacks, because then we should hopefully finish him off this turn. Although I think I've made the mistake. We kind of didn't have much of a choice, but by picking up a lot of same type orbs, I might not actually be able to avoid the Dokkan attack on the next turn. So I really need to win this turn, or at least beat this phase this turn. So Gohan can get additional supers, which would be very useful. He did not get any. Good. And then Tech Gohan not being hit first, so he's not going to do any damage. I think he's only got 1 dupe on this account as well. So... Oh man, what a terrible setup this is. Alright, so we'll do this. I'm going to get the Dokkan attack, aren't I? There's like no way I'm not going to get it. Oh, that's so annoying. It doesn't really matter because it's not like we're having a huge amount of difficulty. It's not like one of those events where I needed the Dokkan attack to come in clutch so we could actually get the win. It's just annoying to get it now because, you know, we don't need to get it now. This phase is easy. I mean, we could do with getting our HP back, I suppose, but other than that, it's very much wasted. We could have used that to cut out a huge amount of time out of this run by using it to just immediately take out the second phase. But plus, we've still got type disadvantage, so even with the Dokkan like multiplier, if we don't get a crit, okay, we did, good. I was going to say, otherwise we still wouldn't have done that much damage, but we take him out. Let's move on to the next phase here. So I could transform into... Oh my god, look at this key. Well, if I transform into Vegeta, that's going to create some rainbow orbs. That might help me out here. It did not really. Oh man, this is just so annoying. Oh, Gohan, you and your key. Alright, so we'll do that. And then we do that. Alright, so we should be... I mean, we're not in any sort of danger or anything here, but definitely not the best played out turn. Again, it just comes back to the quality of this team build is kind of the best that my box can do as it is at the moment on JP. I wanted to not use the same team for every stage as well. Like, I feel like if you're somebody out there just playing the game and you're not a content creator or anything like that, you could probably make just one really, really powerful team build that uses a unit of each typing, and you could just use that team to do every single one of the 8 stages. But obviously when it comes to making videos, I feel like it's definitely kind of boring for you guys more so than anything to watch me do all of the 8 stages with the exact same team. So I do like to try and change it up a little bit, but let's see. So if we do this, that gets you the 18 key. And then you getting all the extra key per orb, we can do this. And then there you go. So this is a good turn. Vegeta and Trunks, yeah, still they weren't fully built up. So now we should see a good turn out of them. They share a few decent links with the GT 8th year LR. So this rotation not the worst. It's just Gohan not really offering a huge amount in slot 3. But I think, to be honest, the GT LR, considering we got the full 24 key with them, they probably just finish off the fight here. This one definitely taking longer. This the stage is obviously getting harder as they go, so I think this one's going to end up being the only one in this video, because I'm looking at the time and we're already getting close to like 20 minutes. And if the next stage is as long as this one, I didn't want to put out like a video for every stage just because I didn't want to spam out like 8 videos, but then at the same time I also don't really want to do a video that's like 40 minutes long. So I guess we will probably be doing this one as the last one. So alright, there's a decent amount of physical key that I can drop down here, so we'll do that. Oh well, didn't quite drop down the way I was expecting. Shall I just do this then maybe? So that gives you the ability to get the additional. Or if I do this, it's still the same. Do I just fuse? Yeah, let's just fuse. Why not? Get the action break. Get the potential for the additional super. And then if I do... Let's use Gohan's active skill. It's not going to do a lot on this turn, unfortunately. But if nothing else, it just does the action break. And then it activates the rest of Gohan's passive. So even though we can't get a lot of key for him here, it means he's still going to have effective against all types and that extra chance to get an additional super, which I feel like on this turn, where I think his guards run out now, right? So I think it makes sense to do that on this turn, just to get the extra buffs for Gohan. So it's not the best turn, not the best usage of the active skill, obviously. I wouldn't use this kind of turn to be like, oh, look how bad Gohan is. Like, his active skill did no damage. Like, this is obviously not a great scenario for him. But I feel like in this instance, that was probably the best play, because it gives him those extra buffs for the remainder of the turn. Oh, and then look at this. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta coming in with the super counter. No crit, sadly, but since it was post-super, yeah, it still does a pretty decent amount of damage. So we take those. And then Gohan still coming in with the 7.5, and because we use the active skill, that means he is effective against all types, which is of course useful against STR Gogeta. No additional super though. Man, that additional super could possibly have been enough to get the W, but 'tis what it is. So this is going to be GG. I don't know how powerful their countdown attacks are. Like, I don't know if he fires it off in slot 1 here, it would actually kill Vegeta and Trunks. But since he didn't fire it off, then this is going to be... Well, I was about to say this is going to be all she wrote, but then he decided to dodge their 18-key super. Didn't dodge the 12-key, so is this going to be enough to finish him off here? No. Okay, he still didn't fire off the countdown, though. So now, unless he goes on a dodge spree, which he has not done, then the 8-year LR is going to finish him off. Very appropriate, considering using them as the leader and the overlay. So look at that, the KO screen. I like the fact that these guys have a cool KO screen, like the Boo Boys as well, have a cool KO screen for their 18-key supers. I think the Boo Boys one is better. Like, I still think my overall analysis of both the 8-year LRs, like the headline LRs, not the Part 2 LRs, I like the Boo Boys more in terms of their animations and the overall unit aesthetic, but the GT LR is definitely better. It's like the better unit overall. But in terms of the animations, like, I love Super Saiyan 3 anyway, and Super Saiyan 2. So just the animations for the physical LR, I think, are really, really good. But there you go. There's all 3 missions beaten for Stage 5 with the 5th anniversary. Let me know what team you guys used down below and how you got on. If you're a global player, let me know your thoughts on this event, how excited you are for July. Let me know all of that down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.